TopMedTalk.
All right, hello and welcome to TopMedTalk. I'm Desiree Chappell, and I'm joined today by our editor-in-chief, Monty Mythen. Hello, Monty.
Hey, Desiree, great to see you.
It is great to see you.
People can't see. Yeah, well, I was going to say people can't see what I'm seeing, but you seem to be on the beach, Desiree.
I am. So, as the world knows, we all work by Zoom now, and instead of having, well, first of all, the picture of my crazy office, or something, you know, a little bit more stark, I decided I'm going to be on the beach for as long as this lasts. So I have a beach scene.
We're very, very jealous.
Well, we're looking at your garden, Monty. That's beautiful.
Oh,
it's equally as beautiful.
That's a green screen with lighting because, as we all know,
yes,
when you have a pandemic lockdown, the sun, even in England, shines almost continuously. As I said before, it's like being in Southern California. And that picture behind me is from about 6 weeks ago. There's lines in the grass and there's blossoms coming out. And now we've been released a little bit and the clouds have come in and it started raining.
Well, back to normal.
London's back.
That's right. Well, Monty, people kind of ask me, like, why do you have a green screen? What have you guys been doing? So big news, coming up here.
Yeah, London, evidence-based perioperative medicine. TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of evidence-based perioperative medicine. We'll talk a little bit more about the EBPOM family, formed for more than 20 years now. Everyone with a common mission to try and spread the word about perioperative medicine, high-quality perioperative care, but also with the desire to keep it free as possible, open access medical education, usually pivoting off our meetings. So our flagship meeting, some would argue is our London meeting, some would argue it's our Dingle Island meeting, but our London meeting, I think, which has been going sort of 20 plus years now, has really attracted some of the, I think, greatest thought leaders in perioperative medicine. And we formed a family, I think, of people. And now COVID-19 has locked us down. We immediately got on the tom-toms and said, would the family come together and keep things going? And so they all said, yes, we'll give our time, we'll continue teaching, we'll continue to share the love that we think is important. And we, advertised just by communicating gently. We had 3,000 people signed up in the first week, and as of last week, we had over 7,500 signed up. Awesome. So we've got one of our family members to talk to now.
We do. So long-time friend of TopMedTalk, Lee Fleisher. Lee, it is always a pleasure to see your face. Even though everyone's listening to us, we get to see your face.
Well, it really is a pleasure. And since I've only attended London, I'll vote for London as that key meeting.
Shame on us.
I know.
Yes. No, but it's been probably between 15 and 16 years that I've been attending, and it's absolutely fabulous.
What keeps you coming back to EBPOM? 15 years, huh?
And I think Monty said it really well about that family, but the family of really smart people willing to discuss almost anything. And that's the fun part. It's one of the few, maybe only meeting that I actually stay for virtually all the lectures, even when I bring my family with me. I send my daughter off to the rest of the city while I stay and continue to learn. And the questions and the talks and the evolution from sort of the standard approach to more of the TED Talks, to more of the panels, to more of the discussions has been tremendous. I do want to actually compliment you, Monty, and it's changed my thinking, and Mike and of course Mark as the leaders, in that you started to bring in people from outside our fields quite early. And a lot of people say, well, you brought in surgeons. Well, they're perioperative physicians. But you brought in politicians, you brought in sociologists, you brought in thought leaders from other fields, and that's broadened my horizon and really helped change my own direction of research.
Thank you. Sorry, Desiree. Thank you very much indeed. I mean, that's very much the team's, very much the team effort to go in that direction, but appreciating the sort of the big picture of healthcare delivery. A component of it is giving the anesthetic or doing the surgery, but it's really part of a macro healthcare system and the world that we live in. Beyond that, it's real medicine.
You've had actually many NHS politicians come in and talk about it from that macro level. And that's been incredibly stimulating.
Monty, when did you guys first kind of start broadening the group?
We went pretty much straight from the first meeting, because there were plenty of fantastic meetings about how to give anesthetics or do surgery or the siloed bits of it. So our first meeting was called Current Controversies, and from the get-go was about perioperative medicine. Our group of people who believe in that holistic, as Mike Grocott suggested, from the moment of contemplation of surgery. And I think we've written policy documents about it. We've tried to change the world. We hope to be better from the point of view of the high-value healthcare. And that's attracted other thought leaders. And as I said, we formed a family, a natural group of people who I think are all trying to pursue this same mission now.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee was one of the world leaders in our space, but now is in the space that we were in before. He's now a world leader in the new space that we're in. So.
Thank you. I am having fun.
Yeah. Lee, it's always great to see what you're producing these days, because it always seems like a well-rounded. You can really tell that you've taken this to heart, and you are, working with other groups of providers and sociologists and psychologists and diverse group of people. And in fact, it's really influencing the topic of which you're going to be discussing at EBPOM this year, because of course you're coming back and you're going to be part of it this year.
Yes, I had my tickets. Luckily, I got a refund as they were canceling the flights. We moved into, a number of years ago, this space of psychological safety. And it really grew out of working with our residents and trying to figure out how they could speak up, debrief, and brought in an anthropologist that co-directs my laboratory, Justin Clapp. And that really led us to think. There's a woman named Amy Edmondson that talks that only if you feel in a safe space and you have high performance do you learn. If you're both pushed, and if you make a mistake, hopefully it won't harm the patient, but you will learn from that mistake and hopefully someone will catch it. So when this COVID crisis came about, I worked with a wonderful behavioral psychologist at the Wharton School, which is our famous business school. And she wrote a piece on emotional contagion. And that really got me thinking that what's going on with everybody being so scared? So I'm looking forward to discussing the work we've done together, the anthropologist, the behavioral psychologist, myself, and a medical student, in trying to get to the root of anxiety and how to decrease it.
Don't give too much away before the big show, Lee, but is there anywhere people should be looking or reading or keeping an eye out for any papers that can give them a primer?
Yeah, so thank you for that commercial. So I actually suggest you all look at the Harvard Business Review. There is a blog by Sigal, S-I-G-A-L, Barsade, B-A-R-S-A-D-E. She is my collaborator. So that's already out. That she wrote about a week after this all started, and that's how we got started. She sent it to me at like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. It's funny to work with a business professor. She works till about 1 a.m, and I get up at 4 a.m, which is a good thing given what time you schedule my TopMedTalk. So we work almost around the clock, and we
you can have the 3:30 if you want, Lee.
Okay. Just don't ask me to stand up during the talk. So when it has been accepted to the New England Journal Catalyst.
Great.
So I urge everyone, we should be getting the edited version today, and I hope it'll actually be out before the meeting starts. I suspect it will be, as long as we keep our side of the bargain.
Great
Congratulations,
news. Yeah, congratulations. That's fantastic. And just in wrapping here, you got another piece actually in the New England Journal Catalyst as well, yeah?
Yes, so I'm very fortunate. So the other side, and talking about policy and thinking about that, the National Quality Forum, which I've talked about in the past, which oversees the sort of the metric space, had their 20th anniversary. And what was exciting is that we were asked to write, have we accomplished what we set out to do? I'm treasurer of the NQF now. What we have to do. So I got to work with Don Berwick, who the world may know as the founder of the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, and the U.S. may know as the former director of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Along with Nancy Foster, we wrote on have we accomplished our goal, and we gave a 3-pillar charge of it's time to stop talking and time to get there. So I think the nice thing about EBPOM is not only do you talk about where we need to go, but it's very oriented to, here's some roadmaps, here's some examples of best practices. So that's, I think, you've influenced me. It helped me in writing this piece, think about the perioperative space, and hopefully my discussions of value-based care over the years
made a huge difference.
Have helped others.
I was reviewing a bunch of the abstracts this morning. You've had a good, and the quality is great, but there's messages echoing. You think that the seeds that were planted are growing into oak trees. Acorns grow into oak trees, but you know what I'm getting at. I don't know. So you can hear the messages coming back, and these people now that have done quality improvement programs and trials and stuff. You think, oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
It's working.
Well, if you think about it, the pandemic has changed the world. And the question is, will it change back, or will people realize that these new models of care that we keep talking about, a lot of people deferred surgery. And a lot of your question has been, do you really need surgery? Is it the right decision? So some of those questions that I think you've done better in the UK with CPET and all compared to what we've done are now echoing around the world. And I hope that holistic look of a patient has a condition, what is the best treatment? Not, I have, my knee hurts, I need an arthroplasty. That will really echo. And prehab, from Denny Levitt and others. Huge.
It'll all be there in the program. So I'm just going to let Ray tell you the last teaser. She's got one more little job for us all. Lee, you're a founding member of the International Board of Perioperative Medicine, where collectively that group has defined a curriculum for perioperative medicine, which is open access to the world. But we're going to try and get the group together. Paul Miles, who's the co-president, has agreed to this challenge for day 3 of EBPOM. What's it going to look like, Desiree?
All right. Well, we are getting the band together, and we are having it's our first time we're announcing it, our first ever Perioperative.
Hey, define that. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm from the north.
All right. No, this is what we want. So we're having our first Perioperative CarePalooza, our fest. So it is 24 hours around the globe. Every 4 hours, we're going to be going to a different city with chatting with all of our family friends. EBPOM, learning more about what's happening in everyone's little space of corner of the world with the movement on perioperative medicine, the state of affairs there, and super excited about it. So all of our big names in perioperative medicine we're going to be chatting with, going around the globe. It's an all-nighter, Lee. Are you up for it?
I am. Now, interesting question, Monty, since we stole one of your leads there, and that Mike Scott is now here with me. We're going to have to include him. Do we put him on UK time, or do we keep him on Coast?
Burgundy time for Mike. We'll work it out. But Desiree's in charge of that bit. We're having the T-shirts printed. It's a Perioperative starting, we hope, in Cape Town with Bruce Bickard and Paul Miles, and moving around the globe through London, virtual Chicago, because we have our meeting there, virtual West Coast, through to virtual, help me here, Desiree.
Hong Kong,
Sydney, all the way back home to Cape Town.
Ross Carriage down in Australia and back to Cape Town,
Okay. And our colleagues in Singapore, since we had EBPOM Singapore.
We're including them, but we haven't landed, because Mike Irwin was in first in Hong Kong. We've given him the hub, but they're all virtual hubs. You know,
yeah. Everybody's joining
family, Lee, family, everyone.
Family. And
so, in addition to amazing convos, hopefully we're going to have a little entertainment sprinkled in there, little bits and pieces. And so it's really something to look forward to last day of EBPOM. So going to be a great meeting. Monty, I'm sorry.
I should just say, Desiree, because we haven't told anyone about this yet. If you're listening to this and saying, "Why didn't I know about that?" It's because the invitations haven't gone out yet.
You get first peek, first listen.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So, Monty, tell everyone a little bit more about EBPOM before we wrap.
Go to edpom.org. Great new website up. Please do join us at our meetings. We're continuing. For the last few years, we've always live streamed for free. To keep the free open access medical education there in podcast style. This time it's going to be full video supported. We've built virtual stages. We've lined up all of our faculty. They're pre-recording long form lectures. Go on the website. It'll explain itself. We'll also record a whole little snippets like this and a few videos to explain how it works. But please come and enjoy. We've got great entertainment lined up as well. We've got a great jazz performer. We've got 2 in-house bands. We've got poetry readings. We've got mindfulness sessions. Come and enjoy. That's
right. Well, Lee, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you sitting down with us and chatting. As usual, always love our conversations and super excited to see your lecture for EBPOM 2020 this year. And then we'll have a chat during the live session, which all those live sessions start on June 30th and go through the 1st and 2nd. So,
and we'll run around the clock. So if you can't watch it live, you can watch it near live in your own time.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks,
all right, Lee, we'll be in touch. And everyone, thanks for listening to TopMedTalk. Be sure to check us out on social media. We're definitely going to be upping our game when it comes to EBPOM content over the next month or so. And we'll talk to you soon.
TopMedTalk. TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence-Based Perioperative Medicine. Most of our podcasts are either talks from EBPOM conferences or interviews with people who are at EBPOM conferences. Have you always wanted to attend an EBPOM conference, but you were unsure because of the travel and accommodation? This year, are you planning to respect social distancing and avoid attending large social gatherings whilst minimising travel? Do you want to attend one of the most important medical conferences of the year without having to leave your home? Go now to ebpom.org and discover EBPOM live from London. Exclusive low prices on tickets are available. Get all the latest and greatest information streamed live to your home, office or bedroom as you attend the conference virtually. Submit questions, network, and hear the talks before anyone else in the world. In light of the recent COVID-19 pandemic, attendance for this conference is at an all-time high. We have limited spaces available. Carbon-friendly conferencing is here. Be part of the most exciting development in medicine since the invention of the stethoscope. ebpom.org. That's ebpom.org.